what I would like to do, but you just keep on talking. I see your dog needs walking. Your folk drive you insane. I know, yeah, that's true. Of course, you ain't the one to blame. Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me, but I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. Sure, I like to listen. It's not like I don't wanna know. It's just that you've been talking to me 3 nights in a row. I think it's time to let go. Forget the past, just lose control. 'Cause life's too short for yapping. Come on and dance, come you me so. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking. You keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move.
In this moment,
Yes.
I cannot say what's wrong or right.
No.
It's not hard to fool me,
No.
'cause I'm addicted to the good life.
Yes.
Yeah, lead the way, I follow. No need to say
No.
where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all, to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Ooh, susceptible now before the moment flies. It's not a problem,
No.
'cause I know what I'm getting into.
Yes.
Yeah, and nothing can stop me,
No.
'cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find no matter
they hear your music at least?
Oh, they heard all of that. They heard all of that.
Well, good thing they're here to check your sound.
Oh yeah, because those are good fans. So you can hear me.
Oh. They hear your music.
There we go. So that's what I'm seeing, and that's what they're seeing. So guys, give it a second. Hit refresh.
Should we do a second sound check?
Yeah. We're gonna do second and third sound checks. Second sound check, third sound check. How we doing? Microphone check, microphone checker.
Maybe I should sit on a pillow.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead. Nobody cares. You can kick your shoes off if you want to. Kick off your shoes. There's a chair over there. I go get that chair if you want it. I'll go get it.
I'm cool.
I get it,
I'm fine
man.
on this level.
I'll go get your chair for you. You will be just fine.
I just want to make sure we're both in the
frame. Check how we're doing.
Not just my forehead.
Microphone check. Well, So here's what I would do.
It's not bad. Huh?
No, it's not really, but I want you to be comfortable.
I'm great.
So that chair right there is an office chair. I can just move it right there. I would do that.
It's whatever you think is more aesthetically pleasing.
Oh,
This chair or
well.
that chair.
Aesthetically pleasing. I'm just happy you're here.
Oh,
I'm just happy you're here. So guys, if you guys remember last time I came to LA, I did a video with CT and Tangerine, and we shot it over at Jenny's house. She and I did not get a chance to actually do the work together that I wanted to do because I was like late.
Yeah.
Shit happens. So a lot has happened since then, but what's funny is you guys know I work my butt off. And I always reach out to people to try to continue to collaborate. When I was in New York, I did the Joe Budden podcast, and I believe in always expanding the tent. And I saw these folks doing their comedy and things like that, and I said, these are folks I want to get a hold of. I'm going to share. So I decided I'm going to reach out to them and see how we can work together. So that's what I did. So I reached out, and I sent a bunch of emails.
Would you like me to move?
So I sent them out a bunch of emails to King V. There we go. King V. What else I sent it out to?
Oh yeah.
I sent out to King V. I sent it out to because when I noticed this, there was a bunch of people in a troop. I call them a troop, and they all seemed to work together. And I was like, well, cool. If I get in contact with one, I get in contact with all of them. So I got a chance to get CT Tangerine tomorrow. Should be doing some work with Big Jaw and Persephone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now.
They won't be able to handle that.
Persephone.
Enjoy.
Now y'all know I like my women short, little, like an Asian thing. But Persephone, that is a blessed woman. Mm-hmm. Then reach out to Big Jaw. He is just funny, dude. So I told you guys I was thinking about coming here for the Sprummer because you guys know the content I do, but I want to continue to try to evolve the platform, make connections to build actually media platforms that can be sustainable for us all. Yeah, our channels are cool for our individual content, but you really get through working in collaborations. Now, the funny thing is, when I reached out to you, and we actually, because I hate texting, so I picked up the phone and I called her, and we actually just started talking and in the background kind of getting into what I do and why I'm doing what I'm doing. We started talking about relationships. And I said, you were probably one of the coolest, hottest women I know that have some of the same views on relationships that I have. So today we're going to just talk about relationships and modern dating because it's trash right now.
Oh, absolutely.
It's trash. Now, some of the concepts I talk about tend to be high-value men. And what that means is men who are in a certain socioeconomic status, who also have a network, they're visible, they're useful, and things like that. It's more than just money.
And I don't automatically throw athletes, entertainers, and musicians into that. Typically, you have to kind of work your way into that. And then conversely, talk about women who want guys like that. And what it tends to come down to is many women say they want to be in some sort of marriage relationship these days, but we really find that people are having a hard time connecting or even kind of or retaining anything. So as I was kind of getting this all set up, we were kind of talking about how crazy it is in LA, especially dating in LA. So how long have you been here?
I've been here for almost 4 years now, I think.
When you first, did you date in LA for any length of time?
Oh my gosh, I did. I got my first extremely superficial relationship
Okay.
with an actor, and he acted for me all the time. It was just, a lot of relationships here and friendships here tend to be very fake and, for publicity or whatever, and it's hard to find anything real.
And I'll be honest though, the first time I came to LA, I resisted coming here for the longest because, so I always kind of thought LA was just a bunch of beautiful people, a bunch of good looking folks, but all just kind of pretentious and fake. But here we are. here we are. And one of the biggest things I'm hearing from guys is that if men are willing to step up and say, all right, look, I don't want to repeat the sins of my father. I want to step up. I want to be a man. I want to pay all the bills or the lion's share of the bills. I want to be a traditional kind of man that allows, I always say pressure is made for shoulders, not for hips. So allowing a woman the flexibility to work at home or work in corporate America, that kind of stuff, basically kind of throw back to what old school men were. A lot of guys are saying they're willing to do that and actually getting themselves in position to do that, but not finding a lot of women who can actually bring some of those same kind of old school values back. Well, unless you get women who think you do all that, sir, and as a benefit, you just get me.
You just stand there and look pretty.
Well, and if you're lucky. So let me. Oh, I see what they're talking about. I think modern women are rather entitled.
I think women expect so much from men. And now, when I say women, I'm not speaking for every woman, because I know there's a lot of women who are going to disagree with me, but I'm speaking for the women that I've known.
Go ahead. I'm listening to your sound check. Go ahead.
And are we good on sound?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. The women I've known they tend to be receivers. So there's two types of people I consider relationships. There's a receiver and there's a giver.
Okay.
Right? So I feel like a lot of times women are the receivers in the relationships, and they just kind of take.
Okay.
And they have a lot of expectations for a man. He needs to do this. He needs to take me out on dates. He needs to treat me like a queen.
Go ahead.
What's that?
Go ahead.
Okay. And they expect so much from a man, but I'm like, what are you doing for him though? Because I feel like the purpose of a relationship is to add to each other's happiness and to build together, grow together. But I found in LA, a lot of women want the man to do all the building, and she's gonna be his little trophy just sitting at the corner of his.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like women have it's being a girlfriend or a wife, a job. I mean, women need to start doing for a man, because I feel like relationships aren't 50-50. They're not. It's not ideal. Like, back in the day, people were like, oh yeah, relationships, you have to be equal. But nowadays, is that really how it is? I mean, I think that if a man is going to give his all to a woman, she needs to give her all to him and not keep expecting him to bend over backwards for her when she's not doing the same. And
that cannot be a popular view. That cannot be a popular view.
I didn't think it was.
So
I think you should be a woman. It's not hard for a woman to be a man's happiness, but I see that lacking in so many relationships. Because women like to nag at their guy all the time and say, and complain about everything, and a guy has more problems at home than he does at work. So he goes off to work, deals with the stresses of the day, wanting to come home to his support system who's not supportive. If anything, he's coming home to a woman who's threatening to break his PS4.
Well, so what happens when you hear women who want to complain to you about their boyfriends and their situations when you know you have some different kind of views, when you know your views are not necessarily in line with modern women? Do they talk to you, or do they just kind of blow you off?
Oh, no, they definitely vent to me about it, and I tell them how it is. I tell them my viewpoints on it. But the thing is, I'm both. You know, like, I understand both perspectives. I just favor one side a little bit more, and I typically tend to lean on the male side only because I have a lot of guy friends, and I see what a lot of women put them through.
Such as, let's get right to it, Jenny. Because this is where I was like, we started talking. I was like, oh my God. It's like, we're like besties. I had like a hot bestie. Because I was like, okay, you're coming down on the man side. And today we hear so much from the woman side to the point to where men were confused. And now a lot of guys are just frustrated and kind of giving up saying, well, what can we do? If it seems like nothing men ever do is good enough, and it seems like a lot of women like guys being confused and chasing their tail. Mm-hmm. So if you got a girlfriend or a homegirl who's complaining about relationships and you come down on the guy's side, do they typically all kind of gang up on you, or do they listen to you?
They definitely don't accept it, and they try to argue with me on it. But then I just kind of, at that point, I just kind of let it go, because there's no... You know, people aren't going to want to be told they're wrong. And sometimes they get upset with me about it because they don't want to be told that they're doing anything wrong. They want to feel like they have the upper hand. But the thing is, being friends with women, I see why they do the things they do. Mm-hmm. And then being friends with men, I see how women treat them. And the funny thing is, you know, I feel like a large percentage of women, how many times have you heard a woman say, men ain't
shit. We cuss here.
Oh, okay, cool.
We cuss. We get raw here. Men ain't shit. I hear it all the time. And last night I asked questions that actually last night's broadcast. For those of you who don't realize, last night's broadcast was rather draining for me. I'm going to be honest. It was taxing because, and I don't want to get into that particular part of it because the disconnect is so big. Modern men are really just asking women just to be nice, fit, friendly, and if you could have no kids, that would be great. And if you just want to cooperate, you know, and guys will be willing to do almost anything, but I'm finding a lot of women today think that they just have to show up. Mm-hmm. Just show up. Now, here's the thing. Out here in LA, I see beautiful women all around, but if you travel these United States, a lot of women ain't showing up like they're showing up in LA. I mean, you're talking about women who are showing up overweight, masculine, argumentative, and then sometimes with somebody else's kids in tow. And they still expect men to do the things they've always done. So when women find out that you have more views that kind of lean more on the man's side, are they usually shocked? Do they ask you, what's wrong with you? How'd you end up this way? I mean, because that's not typical.
Yeah, it's usually definitely not. Like they don't agree with me, obviously, because it's a feminist view.
Right.
And mine sounds not feminist.
Right.
So, and someone who is feminist isn't going to be okay with that. But that's okay because I'm not here to try to change anyone's mind. I'm just expressing my viewpoints. And I wouldn't withhold that from someone who is seeking advice. If they want advice from me, then they should already know what they're going to get. I'm going to be as real as it gets.
Well, I will tell you that, one of the points that I had a video that actually went viral on Wellstar again. And there was a woman that in Miami, and we went back and forth, and I said, and it actually made her kind of storm off the interview. And I said, I'm a feminist. And she's like, oh my God, you're not a feminist. And I'm like, well, feminism at its core is about women having choice. Freedom of choice. If you want to choose to be a stay-at-home housewife, you have that choice. If you want to be a PhD, PhD.
I'm a PhD.
If you want to choose to be a PhD, you can have it. Yeah, that video has almost 809,000 views, and 31 minutes long. It was a 3-on-1. You got to check it out when you get a chance. But she was going back and forth talking about how unfair it is and how unfair it is, and I'm like, you want equality of outcomes, not equality of choice options. So I find in LA there are a lot of women who are feminists. But do you find that women really want to actually get out here and compete for men's attention? The kind of
They don't want to do anything, really. I don't think they don't even want to try. You know, I've had girlfriends out here, girlfriends, past tense, because I can't associate myself with people with this mentality,
right,
who are just waiting for the next NBA player to come pay all their bills, and they're gonna get knocked up and just live freely, happily ever after. That's cool. I have a lot of friends like that. That's all fine and dandy. I believe in working my butt off personally, but that's just me.
So okay, so one of the things I know in cities like this, I think, look, are they telling guys that they want to have their baby so they can get a check, or they just accidentally getting pregnant on purpose?
The second one. That's the problem.
So guys, understand something. High value men, I'm going to do a video on this. We exercise dick discipline. Because make no mistake, if you
That's
put your
hard.
well,
No pun intended.
yeah. Well. But the problem is, you know what's harder? Dealing with women like your ex-friends for a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're going to make yourself a target, an asset as a man, you better understand the landscape, and that there are going to be women who want to come after you specifically to get pregnant to have your kid.
Absolutely.
Just for a check.
That's where I was getting at when I said women say that men ain't shit. I'm like, women ain't shit. I'm sorry, but like we're not. You know, that's the thing about women is they like to call men assholes and say that, you know, every guy's the same. But women aren't perfect angels. If anything, we're just devils in disguise, and we're just better at hiding things, which make us kind of worse because at least the guys kind of put it on the table that they're an asshole, whereas women will like play the little perfect little angel, like she's not doing anything wrong. And then if a guy does catch her in the wrong, she can easily manipulate it and flip it on him and make it seem like he's still the bad guy.
Which is why so many women hate my channel, because I talk about things, ways for guys to diagnose this stuff. I call it sign language. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. All these are manipulation tactics that women use on men to get them confused, to baffle them with bullshit, to end up getting over on what they want. See, notice, guys, when we talked about high value men don't cheat the exercise options, and so many women were angry. But when I get right down to it, men cheat and women cheat at almost the same rates. It's like 4 percentage points difference.
The difference is girls hide it a lot.
Yes.
Significantly better.
And the funny thing, even worse, is that in generation millennials and Gen Z, women are actually having more sex and doing more things than the previous generations because of the sheer amount of access. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about access. How many DMs do you get from random guys a day?
I don't even check them, to be honest. Like, I barely even look, because when I do, I'm not happy with what I see. Especially, see, if I say right now, don't send me dick pics, I will get 1,000 dick pics because I said that. So
right?
I don't even want to
So
discuss
when you used to check your DMs, on average, I mean, because that didn't used to exist. A man used to have to actually walk up and say hi, blah, 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 and try to get his name out and get your contact information and then set up a date or something.
Those are the courting stages. That's what we need.
Wow.
But how can men even want to do that for a woman when when women act the way they act nowadays?
Well, so when women hear you talk like that, do they often make excuses for their behavior? I mean, what are they saying is the reason they do it? Because I know that they know they're doing it.
I try not to talk about it too much in front of a group of women, and I try to limit it to one woman at a time, because once they're in a group, it's like a cult, and they're after me, and no one's happy with what I say. But like I'll sit in a group of women and they'll just be discussing like oh yeah, so is your new man? Does he have money? Like, what kind of car does he drive? And you don't even got a car. So women will have a list. A lot of women list what they want in a man. I don't know if you do this, but they will they will literally write down one, tall, 2, must treat me like a queen, 3, must understand me. Sorry, just talk like that. But they'll have like 60 something. I was one of those back in the day. I'm not even gonna lie.
What made you ditch the list?
Because I found a guy that was everything on the list, and I realized I didn't know what I really wanted because I didn't really want him.
Thank you.
Because we don't really know what we want.
So, ladies, every time you act like I don't know what I'm talking about, so women get upset with me because they're like, how do you know? I'm like, because I talk to lots and lots and lots of women, always have. And this list, I've said it before, women will write war and peace on a list, but then what they bring to the table, they can't write on the back of a stamp. And I find that most women who finally realize to ditch the list start understanding that the first person they need to understand is the person in the mirror, meaning you, and understanding not what you want, but understanding what you need, and then kind of going from there. Mm-hmm. So since you ditched the list, and now you kind of you're obviously in touch with who you are, is life less chaotic?
Absolutely.
Because, well, I don't know how many details you want to share. But see, the thing is, God, I've always said there's a relationship between a man and a woman that once they find it, you're good. So whether they're in the same place or a different place, you have the comfort and certainty of knowing, which here is a hard thing to come up with. Mm-hmm. Now, what do you find that most women's, when you did talk to women, what was their number one complaint about men? What was the biggest gripe about men? The kind of men that they wanted, not about men in general, the kind of men that they wanted.
What was something that they wanted besides?
Like let's say you had a friend and her name was Kim. And Kim had her pick of the litter, but she really liked Brad. But every time she tried to date a Brad would not do blank. Brad would not blank.
Brad would cheat.
That's her number one complaint.
Yep. And I get that. I mean, see, here's a whole nother point of view for me.
Okay.
And a lot of people are not going to be okay with this. So for me, I would rather my man tell me, oh, there's a super fine chick at the bar. She was trying to talk to me. And I'll be like, is she cute? I mean, give me details. Like, and if he wants to, I'm in long distance. So I understand the temptations. I get it. I'm not sitting here thinking like, yeah, he's not going to do anything at all. He's just sitting at home going to, not saying that I'm believing he's doing anything, but I understand how it works. I also understand the temptation of a woman, okay? Because, being attracted to both, I can see the size. I can see why men cheat. And first of all, women are walking sex symbols. I get why some women can pass up men. It's easier. I find it easier to resist the temptation of men than women, because women are just
you're sex object.
We exude sexuality. Like, that's all we are. Like, I could sit here not even trying to flirt, and I feel like I could still portray some sort of.
You know how many people were saying on the video, they're like, "Oh my God, she's so into Kevin. Look how she's turning her legs this way, and she's doing this and doing that."
I'm trying not to show up my dress.
I'm talking about the last video we did. I'm like, she's flipping her hair, and she's this. I'm like, she's Jenny. But see,
that's the thing. That's just how we are. But if it comes off as sexual or flirting, that's just because women are just sexual beings. It's not intentional.
Let me put a pause right here. So, to you women who have a problem with smiling and thinking smiling is offensive, see, when you become an actual feminine woman who's in your sensual and sexuality, you get the other side. See, you've dropped this superpower to try to outman men, and you're not winning that way. But long and short of it, what I think you're about to get to is, look, I would rather know. I know the kind of man I would be interested in is going to be attractive to other women.
It's like you can't avoid it. You can't expect a man to not look and not.
So if something were to happen, you'd rather know about it up front or at least have rules.
Exactly, and the thing is people.
People have been losing their shit on because I've said this.
People can't accept that. They don't think that's that's the right way to go, because they think if people are in a relationship, then they should only have eyes for each other, which, I can agree with that, but
That's bullshit. I'll tell you why it's bullshit. Let me tell you why it's bullshit. I'll tell you why it's bullshit to me. Anytime I say that to a woman, that high value men don't cheat, they exercise options. And the thing is, when a woman is with a high value man, they understand that he has his options. And as long as there are rules, don't embarrass me in public, don't bring home any outside babies, no kids, don't put our family in jeopardy, don't risk the business of the brand. Basic, simple rules, and any other ones you can add on.
Okay, for example, let's say, you're dating someone and you don't have that best friend relationship. She's just your partner, but she's not also your best friend. So if you see a fine woman that you want to hook up with, you're not going to say to her, I saw this girl. You're going to probably tell your homies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, is I want to be that homie to my man who he can be like, I saw this fine, like, because if I can't be that to him, then everyone else will. And then that's where the secrets are going to come in, the lies. And so I would rather him be honest. I know it sounds absurd to say that I would rather them tell me.
No, it doesn't sound absurd, because I've been saying this for the longest, and I've been getting lambasted by women and some men alike. But I'm like, yeah, but listen, but like I told you, ladies, I'm talking to the women who get the kind of men you wish you had.
Like, you want them to be completely honest with you. I mean, not completely honest. Everyone lies. But I'm saying, like, just to have that, to be open with your partner.
And the funny thing is, I've said this to women more often than not. A man would rather know that you understand his options. And it is more of an assurance to him that you would be cool with it, because more than likely he's busy anyway, working 10, 12, 14 hours. He doesn't have a whole chance to go start a whole new relationship with somebody else. That's not how we work. And then when I still get women say, well, wait a minute, you should be loyal to one person only. I've always asked this question. All right, have you ever caught your boyfriend, husband, or significant other masturbating? Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, yeah. Does he still masturbate? They're like, yeah. I was like, well, then he cheating with his hand. I'm like, you're giving him all the sex he can want, and he's still, like, you guys don't have a penis. And you added something different. You're not attracted to a woman, but as a woman who's attracted to women and men, you understand the allure of a woman.
But I didn't know that before when I was just purely men. Mm-hmm. I was so appalled at the idea of guys, I'm like, why do you have to have that girl? Why do you need to look at her? And I absolutely get it now. And I wish a lot of other women understood, but I get why they don't.
Well, and I said this on a other broadcast the other day. I say women as a muse. And I said, men of power have always traditionally had their primary wife, principal wife. Let's say you and I were married. I'm the king, you're the queen. You are the mother of the princes and the princesses, and we pass on our royal line. But how often would we have somebody come to court and play the harp, read poetry, sing, paint? Mm-hmm. I mean, and then there have always been concubines and mistresses, but that never jeopardized the queen's position. But powerful men have always had women around them for different roles. And like you said, you want to try to be, everything to your man. And that's where a video happened. Can you learn anything from the side chick? Wow.
Well, but that's like what I was saying earlier. Men don't want to come home to that. Mm-hmm. That's why, the side chick's there. She's providing the happiness and the release and everything that he needed, that he wasn't getting back home.
But if you can actually figure out, hey, like I said, I use the example of CEOs and their executive assistants, their work wives. I'm like, I know CEOs whose executive assistant would actually help coach up their wife because she spends so much time with him. It's like, he really doesn't like this. He just told you he liked that to keep the peace. He really likes ketchup on his hamburgers, not mustard. And the wife was like, I thought he liked mustard for the long. He's like, no, he just wanted to keep the peace. If you realize that men ultimately, like Remy, boy or girl? Remy
Martin, boy.
Men are loyal. We are really, truly loyal. Like, we pick our favorite football team, our favorite cars, our favorite foods. And men truly are loyal, meaning you'll be loyal to your one woman. I'm not going to break up my happy home, my this, my that. I may dibble, dabble, whatever, do whatever, but I'm always going back this way. And if more women just kind of understood who men are at our core, at our nature, I think relationships will be a lot better. That being said, do you think modern women really truly understand who men are?
No, absolutely not. And the thing is, men are very simple beings, and women are so complex. And they will try to turn a simple man into the most complicated. Like men aren't easy to. They're not difficult to figure out, and it's not hard to please a man. But relationships are so messed up nowadays because we're forgetting the simple little things that it takes for a happy relationship. For example, a woman, when I was saying it's a job, the simplest part of the job can be when your man comes home to hug him and smile and say, "How was your day?" and just be caring and loving. Why is that so hard for women to do?
Oh, well, first of all, because women today have been told that they're the prize, they're queens, and that they should be catered to. To where, if they got I did a program last night where women are actually offended by just having the notion of smiling at me.
I told my brother's ex-wife, I'm just going to put her business out here, I don't care. I remember when their marriage was crumbling, I told her, I was a little 16-year-old trying to give this older woman advice, and I was like, I think to make things work, you need to, give more to him. It's like, be like, take care of him when he's sick. And then she cut me off. She was like, he got his mama for that. He's a grown man. He don't need me to take care of him. I was like, that's not how, like for me, I want to almost baby my man. I want to treat him like a king. If I want to be treated like a queen, I want to treat him like a king. Like, I think we should, give each other massages all the time and cook for each other. And
there's a level of contempt that a lot of modern women have for men. It's like, as the more I type these broadcasts, the more I'm starting to realize a lot of women don't even think men are human. But I was going to show you this. There's a woman. Her name is Anna Akena. She did a video. I dated girls to understand men, and she's a woman who's dated both. And she made a video, 4.8 million views. She said, and her video started off apologizing to men that she had dated in the past because she said the same thing. Men are very simple. And I've said it before, ladies, men want three things: sex, sandwich, and silence. That's it.
Simple, so simple.
But you ladies are complex. And when a woman has been with women and they understand what men have to go through.
Oh my God, this is why I can't date a woman. This is why I have a boyfriend and not a girlfriend. I've been able to hook up with women, but anytime someone says, "Would you date one?" I'm like, no, I couldn't date a me. Now that I've seen from the men's side, like what they have to go through with their women, I can't. Not gonna do it. Can't do it. I feel sorry for you guys. I apologize on behalf of my gender. Not all women are like that. Not all, but like
the problem is the women. The problem is that back in the day, women used to understand men. Now women don't even care to understand men. They think that men should understand them, and that they're doing a man a favor by having sex with them.
First of all, a man can't understand a woman if she can't even understand herself.
Guys, I didn't give her a script. I didn't give her a script because I say these things. On my broadcast, women don't understand. You don't need to understand women because they don't even understand themselves. Just understand.
That's impossible. So don't try. Don't hurt yourself trying to understand a woman.
Keep going. I'm loving this.
If you understand
I should do it more often.
I can't understand how a woman's mind works when we can't even. We have so many thoughts going through our head at different times that we don't even know what we're feeling.
You're saying that you would not. Hold on, get on camera. I'm acting like I got friends at home. They're used to this.
They're used to you just walking.
They're used to this. Yeah, because when I'm on the road, I get certain kind of leave. So you're saying as a woman that even though you could have both, you would hook up with a woman, but you wouldn't actually have a relationship.
No, and that's what. Oof. So then I also understood why guys sometimes tell women things they want to hear.
Wait a goddamn minute. Hold on.
Do I need to do that too?
No. Oh my God.
Fallen brother?
No. I have channel rituals Like when like somebody gets out of line on my channel,
Oh no.
and something happens, and I'll like a little slap, and then when they're gone, I'll play tap. But I got all kind of sounds, and that's one, guys. You cannot make it up. A woman who could date anyone would say, "I would not choose to date a woman because we're too problematic." Ladies, pay attention.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit.
I love my soundboard. So
Puppy's on deck.
yeah. What do you say?
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
So seriously, so now that, so do women listen to your advice?
No, they don't take it. They just keep making the same mistakes over and over again, and then keep crying to me about why, and then I tell them why. Like, oh, I just don't. It doesn't sink in. It doesn't register because they kind of want to believe that they're right about everything.
Oh, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. See, I've said it the longest. It's the need to be right that's changed everything, because if you are not wrong as a woman, you can always find a way to make it about men, and society reinforces that. Men are this, men are that. And ladies, I'm telling you, you are making it hard for yourself. Men are really simple. They don't want much. And today, guys are just asking, could you just be nice? And not even being able to get that. So, you know what? I'm going to do something that I'm going to actually open the call lines. And but I'm going to run the board. Guys, I'm going to put the call link up there. If I'm going to put it up here. You could come in and ask a question. Or ladies, though. Not the men. I want to hear from the ladies.
Oh, no.
No, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Trust me. Trust me. You're good here. I'm going to ask from the ladies. If you think that I'm off base, or you got some questions for Miss Jenny, because often I hear ladies talk about, who are you to be giving advice to women? What do you know? You've been divorced twice. Okay, I brought a hot woman on who dates both of them and can tell you the truth. Again, I didn't give her a script. This is why when I first talked to her, I was like, oh my God, we would have the most dope live stream because you, and she said, oh my God, I don't know if I could say some of these things because they might want to cancel
Yeah, I know.
me.
I'm already like erasing some
thoughts
in my head.
But over here, you're cool. See, over here, you're cool. See, your people, they wouldn't expect it. So here you go. If you want to ask a question, ladies only, join the show if you have a disagreement or a conflict. Why are women? I said that modern women are home wreckers. I say they wreck their own homes, meaning women will have suitable, functioning, potential relationships, and they will find a way to wreck it.
And then blame it on the men.
I will say that I dated someone years and years ago. And honestly, as much as I talk about high value men not cheating, exercising options, I've never cheated. I've never cheated before. It's not because I couldn't, it's just because I chose not to. One day, I'm serious, I never have. Hand to God. And if anybody who's
considered cheating.
Oh, I've considered it. Yeah. I've had opportunities.
No, I said, what do you consider cheating?
Actual sexual intercourse.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never cheated. And the funny thing is that interview on? So here's the thing that happened. I'm not going to say the person's name, but I was living in Houston at the time. And she was actually a girlfriend. I'm coming back in town. I pull up to my apartment complex, and I lived on the 3rd floor. I'm going up to my apartment complex, and she is sitting outside my apartment complex. This is before cell phones. This is back in the days before Skype. This is back in the days of pagers.
I don't think I was here for that.
Yeah, but so basically, people just didn't show up. So, and she lived 45 minutes away from me on the south side of Houston. She had no idea when I was coming home. She just knew about the day I was coming back. So I pull up at 9 o'clock at night, and she's sitting outside my apartment with a bouquet of flowers. And I pull my truck in, and she comes running down the stairs. And then, who is this this bitch, blah, 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 blah. I knew you was cheating and this and that and da. You motherfucking blah, 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 blah. And this woman rolled the window down and said, hi, I am his mother. My name is blank.
Oh my God.
Hand to God.
Oh.
She came running down the steps. That woman had been sitting there for hours, going in her mind, you out cheating and this and that. And I drove from Oklahoma City to Houston. That's an 8-hour drive. That's how crazy this person was. And God and ladies, I've heard more stories like this. And as a man who doesn't cheat, I've been accused of cheating so often to where I've had women who've broken relationships to where I feel like I can't deal with this. And eventually come back and, because somebody else hurt their heart or broke their feelings or whatever. But yeah, nutty. Who is this? And blah, blah. Now, ladies, you know how this goes. If you want to get on, you have to get on camera with me to ask your question.
Interesting.
Yeah, I got a lot of cool stuff over here. So like when they come on live,
Can they see them?
yeah, they'll see this. They'll have a chance to pop up over right here, and then people on YouTube will see the people who are in the green room. See, this person is in the green room. Their microphone is muted and their camera's off. So I don't let people come on until I until I identify that they're actually a man or a woman visually. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna allow you just come in here and troll. And then, you got to get in here and I have full control. I can turn their microphone on and off. So somebody can't just get up here and just show their dick and run,
Yeah.
No, that ain't happening. So, And see, the thing is, men just aren't like that. Now, here's the funny thing. I've caught somebody cheating on me.
You caught them.
Yeah, she purse dialed me while she was on a date.
What are the odds?
And the funny thing, this is a person who accused me of cheating and purse dialed me while on a date. And the thing is, honestly, it's not as though I don't have options. But I still say, as a man who's getting into the high value category, let's just say you and I were today, I would still tell you, I have the option to cheat. I would want you to know that I have the option, whether I chose to exercise it or not, because that's a reality. Because maybe I didn't. Also, can I be honest and say, did I have the kind of access back then as I do now? No. But everything being relative, I think it's better for women to understand that their man has the option to cheat, but it's your job to keep him happy at home to where he doesn't want to. Mm-hmm. Because I will tell you, I know more men who are like, yeah, but I'd rather get home to my woman because she knows what I like and know how to do it right. And an hour with you, I don't want to have to risk this. But women don't believe that.
Right.
So here we go. Best get shower. So we got one person in the comment section. They don't want to talk. So ladies, come on. Ask the beautiful Jenny whatever you like. Ask me what you like because, yeah, we're sitting out here overlooking Wilshire Boulevard. We're going to be here for about 15 more minutes. I'm not going to have her out all night, but I did want to have a chance to get you on live because I want to start doing more shows like this. Mm-hmm. I'm on a kind of travel right now. I'm going to put together this new podcast format where I bring people kind of in studio. And if I decide to move out here for the late spring, early summer, we got to do more content.
Of course.
We got to do more content. So here we go. Now, ladies, you don't necessarily have to be on YouTube, but you do have to be on camera to where I can see you.
Can you see anybody?
Oh, no, I can't see that person. That person just went out. Pew. Yeah, that just went out. Click back in. Let's turn our picture in picture. So, yeah, this is pretty cool because like when I cut to intermission, I'm not cutting to intermission, guys, but I'm gonna show you something. When I decide to cut to intermission, take a break, I have an intermission song. I do this.
Luna. Money work.
intermission song. Yeah, I'm playing with my toys.
He's got a lot of cool gizmos and gadgets here.
Yeah, man. So, you know.
I forgot about this thing.
All right, guys. Well, if you had one bit of advice to give to women about how to sustain a relationship, what would it be?
I would say be your man's best friend. Not just his girlfriend, his lover, but be his best friend. Be the person that he can turn to for everything and not be scared to turn to for.
Uh-oh.
What?
That sounds a hell of a lot like peace to me.
Just be his peace, be his happiness, you know? I mean, okay, not be his happiness, because I don't think anyone should be each other's full happiness, but, you know, you should be happy with yourself, and that person should be an added bonus to your happiness. They shouldn't be an added stress.
I said a woman should be FBI, feminine, beautiful, and inspirational. And part of inspiration is being a place of peace and an oasis for your man, because you know how busy you are. And you know how busy high achieving men can be. Getting out here and competing in this world, I don't want to come home and argue with you. I just want to lay my head in your lap and watch Game of Thrones and eat hot tamales. Hot tamales candies, by the way, not the actual hot tamales. Like, seriously, just lay your head in the lap and you stroke my head, and I can put on some ASMR, AMSR, and go to sleep. Because men want peace. Men value peace over pussy.
Be his peace.
Believe it or not, ladies, men value peace over pussy.
I thought it was just both. But
it's both, but men will take peace. Because, like I would tell you, when I was going through one of my most significant breakups, I said I would never do anything like this again. But if I decide to ever get involved again, she will at least be nice and it will just be peaceful. That was the top of the list. Not looks, not body, not money, not this. Like, it was just nice and peaceful.
I find it's hard to find the combination of the beauty and the peacefulness.
Well, yeah, because
it's like if you find someone that's like the hottest thing ever, she doesn't really take care of you the way or treat you the way that you want her to treat you.
Well, and the sad part is because today women have been told that they don't need to be that. Jane, you got to get on camera. You're not going to be off camera showing me your video screen. So it's like I was talking to women. I was like, think about your grandmother and your great grandmother and women who came before you. The women who had to actually work harder because they didn't have as many modern conveniences, this and that. But then they still found a way to keep themselves nice. When their husbands were coming home, they took the curlers out of their hair and took a shower, put on some perfume. It's like, you got to try. You know, women today don't even want to wear matching underwear. Lingerie? What's that? Yes.
It was my man's birthday like a week ago, and I wore thread.
Okay. And you got a sister? Seriously, no. When I actually was talking to one woman, and she's like, lingerie, I just get naked. I'm like, so... But see, they had been so desensitized to femininity and seduction. To like, you know, men should not be asking for foreplay. Mm-mm. But today men are kind of like, damn, is there anything to it? Because it is very common for women today to be like, all right, just have sex.
You gotta fulfill his fantasies.
I know, they ain't trying to do it. They're just trying to bust a nut and leave.
Well,
Women are just trying to get theirs and go. It's like, you know, I've heard guys like, damn, you need to get your wet towel, like, they out the door. It's like, this is nuts. And
they're definitely in a rush with everything.
Well, I think a big part of women are in a rush because they don't realize that beauty has an expiration date. Women look at themselves today as perpetually 25. And then once you cross age 30, you know, because when you're in your 20s, you're like, that's having a sexual marketplace value goal. But it's like when women cross a certain age, then all of a sudden they start wanting the guys that they looked over But the problem is, are you bringing any new mindset? Or are you just expecting that guy to accept all the alpha Chad damage? And what do you bring to the table? So, well, they decided not to get in. It does. The link does work.
Ladies, date your best friend. Date your best guy friend. The guy that you keep. The good guy that.
Are you telling her, Jenny? Are you telling them to promote a guy out of the friend zone?
Yeah, because
Holy shit!
They have been there since day one for you, listening
I
to
rebuke.
you about your crappy exes.
See, there are women out there saying they rebuke. Ladies,
you must unlearn what you have learned.
Yes, you must unlearn. Jenny Badass is telling you ladies to promote your number one beta male orbit out of the friend zone. I have been promoted out of the friend zone once.
I think you told me about this.
Yeah, but I'm going to get into that. I've been promoted out of the friend zone once. And you know what? I've said it before. I don't care about love. Love, happiness, I care about respect, duty. Love and all that other stuff will come later, because when it's all said and done, it's gonna be friends. What the hell are these people doing? Or whatever. All right, we'll see. Oh yes. Oh my God.
Same person.
I think I know who this is. I tend to have a group of younger women that tend to call, but I'm 3 hours behind, so my audience probably is already asleep, so they'll get used to it. But anyway, it's 11:30. We've had enough time. I watched the show 3 times yesterday. This was dope. Jenny Badass, everybody. I am so glad I have a woman coming on saying some things that I've said that you guys know and understand. At the end of the day, ladies, you can win if you just stop trying to make it so freaking hard to be with you. Stop trying to make it so hard. Stop trying to make it so complicated. Sex, sandwich, silence, and say yes. Say yes. Peace, ladies. Peace. So what I'm going to do is what I always do. Guys, I fly out tomorrow, but I may go live on Instagram. You may see me with Big John, Persephone, maybe Audra. You know, Audra in that orange dress. Goddamn, that woman has 4 kids. I cannot believe that is insane. God damn, I lost my train of thought when I think about her. Everybody has a type, and she's my type. So thank you so much. But like I always say, until next time, peace. We are gone.